The return of manhood, you feel it in the air. No simp moves here, now move with flair. Her debit card works too, so don't get it twisted. Deal with women strictly on the terms of listed. Keep it simple, boy, learn the truth. The weak play games, but the strong bring proof. She can't shake a man who owns his terms. Returning the fire and the world gon' burn. Tagging 20, you know the name. Dropping lessons on a name, playing the same. No pedestal, nah, don't elevate low. A queen only follows when the king says go. Too many masked up trying to impress. Losing themselves, caught up in the stress. Be the man, don't fall for the crowd. Speak your truth, strong will, stand proud. She earns a spot, but a king never bends for a second thought. No validation needed, power on reserve. Rule your world, let her match your nerve. Yeah, manhood restored, the king's in the game. Cags acting 20, remember the name. Strictly on your terms, you know what to do. Her debit card works, but the throne's on you.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, let me plug the joint right quick. Clueless guys are wasting time and money on the wrong girls. Clueless guys are wasting time and money on the wrong girls. Real quick, shout out to Ice White, Game Global. You know, he had us come through on his channel and whatnot. Myself, 50, Lucario, Steve. Shout out to those brothers as well. And look, I'm here to tell you, right? And I'm going to say this. There are guys who are losers and they don't realize that they are losers. I said it. I said it. There are guys who are losers and they don't realize that they are losers. Let me say this, and I want to be clear. Game or having game has nothing to do with women. Having sex has nothing to do, or having game has nothing to do with having sex. Having game has nothing to do with pussy. Having game has nothing to do with how attractive the women are that you're having sex with. Right? We understand that there are a multitude of ways to get a woman in your bed, right? The problem with a lot of these losers who think they got game, they think any way you can get a woman into your bed means you have game, or means you're that dude who has skills. Let me break something down to you guys. You know, the word simp gets thrown around a lot. Right. And I told you guys before, the word simp is the most overused word on the internet. And it's also the word that's not used correctly when it comes to the true definition. But this is the real definition of what a simp is. It means a guy who is overly desperate for women, especially if she's a bad person. And here's the key part, or has expressed disinterest in him, whom which he continues to obsess over. Again, shout out to Game Global. Shout out to the guy that came on the joint, Barrett. That was his name. Barrett is a simp, right? And I hope Barrett sees this. Ice White, aka Game Global. Please clip this. Show this to all your peoples on that side of the world. Barrett is a simp. Marcus is a simp. All Redbeard, whatever his name is, all those guys are simps. I said it, and I want all the smoke. Bring it over here. I said it. They're simps. Zach, why would you call them simps? Let's break down some of the things these guys say. Okay, and I'm gonna show y'all something in a minute. Let's break down some of the things that these guys say, and then I'm gonna show you what's really going on. Right? They say things like, "There's no way you can convince," or I don't want to use the word convince because that's what they do. They say there's no way you can get an attractive woman who is super attractive. Now, they like to use the number scale. I'm not going to use the number scale. I don't believe in that shit. I think it's goofy, right? In real life, away from the internet, people don't use numbers to describe women. They use words. They use superlatives, like she's cute, she's sexy, she's gorgeous, or whatever superlative you want to use. We don't use numbers. We're adults. We use our words, right? So they'll tell you there's no way you can get a real attractive or a gorgeous woman to have sex with you really quick because she don't know you. You have to demonstrate value. You have to show her that you have the requisite value for her to have sex with you. Now, this is what these guys are really doing right there. These guys, they don't have any value. They have no value. Because see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If you have real value, if you have a sense of self-worth, you don't feel the need to try and convince somebody of your self-worth. You decide. Think about the word self-value, self-respect, self-love, self-worth. It's about how you feel about yourself. So if you're dealing with a woman who doesn't quote unquote see your value because quote unquote she don't know you, what you're saying is, I have to prove my value to her. I have to prove to her that I have value. So that means your sense of self-worth, your sense of self-worth is predicated on a woman validating you. I need guys to understand the psyche of a loser. That your self-worth as a man is predicated on a woman validating you. So once it's like this. It's like you being on a job interview and somebody is questioning whether or not you can do the job adequately. And you're pointing to your resume. No, I can do the job. As you can see, if you look at the entry from this date to this date, I performed this duty. I performed this task, right? So you're trying to prove to these people that you're worthy of a job offer. That's exactly what these guys are doing with women. They're trying to convince these women that they have value. They talk about status. They talk about, oh, this is what I do. Look, God, let me tell y'all something. This is why I say most men have a remedial understanding of attraction. Sex appeal. A woman finding you sexually appealing. A woman finding you sexually desirable has nothing to do with your status or whatever your purpose is, what you do for a living. A woman's desire to want to fuck you has nothing to do with that. This is what guys are doing, and they don't realize that they're doing. And maybe they do realize it. Maybe they're just lying to the public. Okay, you are negotiating sex. You're bartering. Dad, what do you mean? Peep the title. Clueless guys are wasting time and money on the wrong girls. What are they doing? These guys are time tricks, right? We heard of tricks. Everybody know what a trick is. A guy who tricks off his money. A guy who leaves with his wallet. Passport bros come to mind. These other guys, they are time tricks. They trick off their time. What did he say? Yesterday, 3 hours with a bitch? Yo, look. 3 hours? With one chick, with a random chick you just met. A strange woman whom you don't know. You literally give her 3 hours of your valuable time? But here's the clue. This is how you know guys don't value their dick. Well, if I end up fucking, it was time well spent. I'm having fun because I eventually get to the sex. Let me break something down to you guys. What's the difference? And I want guys to really think about this. What's the difference between you spending 3 hours with a woman you just met, 3 hours with a woman you just met, or you taking a woman out on 3 dates? What's the difference? What's the difference? Think about it. I'm going to ask the question again. What is the difference between you spending 3 consecutive hours with a woman you just met, or you taking a woman out on 3 dates? There is no difference. It's the same shit. The only noticeable difference is, if you will, it's you did it in a condensed time frame. So let me elaborate what I mean. Typically, when you take a woman out on a date, the date lasts, it should last no more than an hour, right? But we'll say if we round it to the nearest hour, right? Whether you spend 45 minutes with a chick, 30 minutes with a chick, or an hour and a half. Let's round it to the nearest hour. 1 hour. So if I take a woman out on Friday and spend an hour with her, then I do a second date the following Friday and spend another hour with her. And then I do a third date the Friday after that and spend another hour with her, and I end up fucking her. Tell me how I won. Please, someone break down to me, how the fuck do I have game if I took 3 weeks to fuck a chick? If I took a woman out on 3 dates and I spent an hour on each date trying to cajole her, persuade her, coax her. Let's break this down. Cajole. Persuade someone to do something by sustained coaxing or flattery. To cajole someone is to convince them by using insincere compliments or promises. That's what these guys teach. They teach men. Men, they're not men. Because men don't go for this type of shit. Men actually value our time, and we're not time tricks. We're not tricking off our valuable time to try and convince a woman to fuck us. These guys call this a skill. They call cajoling a woman, coaxing a woman, trying to convince a woman with insincere compliments and conversations. They call that shit a skill. Really now. Really now. No. Let me break down to you lame motherfuckers what skill is. Let me help y'all out. Let me tell you what motherfuckers with game do, right? Let me help you out. See, when you have game and sex appeal, let me tell you how that works. Let me tell you how that works. If I'm talking to a woman who is clearly interested in me, but she has an agenda. Now, Pete, where I'm going with this. This is game time for you niggas. Let's say she has an agenda, right? So, again, she is attracted to me sexually, but she also has an agenda, right? So she has a primary agenda and a secondary agenda, right? So let's say she's like, I'm feeling them sexually, but I'm kind of feeling them. Let me see if I can get more out of them. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell them that I'm looking for something more than just sex. Right? That's what I'm going to tell them. Because look, let me tell you what some women will do. Some women will be attracted to you sexually, but if you're their physical type or you're their type, they don't want just your dick. They want more because you're their type, right? So sometimes what they'll try and do is they'll try to get 2 for the price of 1. Meaning, if I can get him to spend non-sexual time with me and I can get his dick, all is right with the world, right? Let me tell you where game comes in at. Game comes in where you realize that Shorty is trying to interject her agenda and she's trying to get more than just sex out of you, right? You know she's down for sex, but you can tell she's trying to squeeze a little bit more, right? Game is where you basically tell her, no, we're not doing that. If you're fucking with me, this is how we're going to do it. That's where game comes in. Some of y'all might be like, I don't get it. Let me help you out a little bit more. Right there. Operative words: efficient and proficient. Efficient, achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort and expense. What does that mean? That means I'm dealing with women on my terms. I'm having sex on my timeline. I'm dictating the pace and the flow of everything. And I'm wasting a minimal amount of time, effort, energy, and money to do it. That's where game comes in at. How quickly can I get this woman to get on my page without me compromising myself in order to do it? How quickly can I get this woman to do what it is I require from her without making concessions for her, without compromising, or without making any accommodations? Everything is going exactly how I want it to go at the timing of my choice, my way. That's what efficiency means. Now, when we talk about skill, proficient, competent, or skilled in doing or using something, I'm proficient at being efficient. Don't let that go over your head. I'm proficient at being efficient. That means I am competent and I am skilled at achieving maximum productivity with minimum wasted effort, time, energy, resources, or expense. These motherfuckers that call themselves trying to have a debate with us, they're not skilled. They are the opposite of efficient. They are the opposite of proficient. They are incompetent motherfuckers. What do you mean they are incompetent? Because they are telling you motherfuckers to spend 3 hours with a bitch you just met. 3 fucking hours. The equivalent of 3 dates. And you're condensing it down to 1 evening to try and convince this woman that you have value so she would give you her pussy, which you think is fucking value. Because here's the thing. Now, people, I'm telling you, if you spend 2 or 3 hours trying to convince a woman of your value, trying to demonstrate your value, that means you think she is valuable. You think she is valuable. Riddle this for me. Riddle this for me. How can a bitch be valuable if she ain't dealing with you on your terms? How can a woman be valuable if she isn't having sex when you're ready to have sex? How can a woman be valuable when she's telling you things like, I just met you, I don't know you, I don't get down like that, we at least got a date, we got to get to know each other? How is she valuable to you? What's my look, Pete gang? Fuck that. Let's go to this. Let's go to this real quick. Hold on. Where's it at? Right there. Humble submission and respect. I'm gonna peep you out of something. If you're spending 3 hours to try and convince a woman that you have value so she'll let you fuck, who is submitting to who? Yeah, I do understand that submission means to defer. Yeah, I do know that, right? Submission means to defer. So if I meet a woman, 1 or 2 things are going to happen, assuming that she's interested. 1 of 2 things will happen. She's either going to defer to me or I'm going to defer to her. If she defers to me, what she is saying, Carrie, whatever you want to do. I'm going to chill. I'm going to relinquish any desire to want to control anything. You quarterback this. You take this where you want us to go, and I'll follow. That's what it looks like when you first meet a woman and she wants you now. She's basically taking a hands-off approach and telling, Daddy, you got it, whatever you want to do. And I've literally had women tell me just like that, whatever you want to do, Carrie. Literally, just like that. Whatever you want to do, Carrie. Whatever you want to do. I remember I had this chick one time in my car, and she was like, so are we going out? No, we're going back to my spot. We're going back to my crib right now. She was like, Carrie, whatever you want to do. That's what it looks like when a woman defers to you. When you defer to a woman, you trick off your time and or your money on her. You give her what you, now people, I'm going somewhere with this. You give her what you think she wants in order to get what you want. So what you do is you say, you know what? I'm going to give her what she wants on the front end in hopes I get what I want on the back end. I'm going to try because I see her as valuable because she's so pretty. I have to try and demonstrate value so she would want to fuck me. So I'm going to have this long ass drawn out 2-3 hour conversation with this woman to show her that I'm worthy of her pussy. At what point does she show you that she's worthy of your dick? Where does that happen at? Where does that happen? Because last I checked, there is no exchange of value. There is no exchange of value. Let me break something. Let me go a little further with it. Hold on. Let me go a little further with it. Let me go a little further with it. I'm going to hit y'all with this. Okay, hold on real quick. I don't want to pass up. I got so much shit in here. All right, hold on, y'all. Give me a second. Hold on. Right there. Right there. Right there. Right the fuck there. The more information a woman requires, the less attractive she is to you. So when these guys talk about demonstrating value, what they're trying to do is inundate women with information overload. Let me give her all this information about me so she feels more comfortable with me. Let me give her all this information about me. Let me talk to her about all these different things that I don't give a fuck about when it comes to where she's from and all this other nonsense I can care less about. And the guy on the joint yesterday, shout out to Game Global, Ice White, shout out to him. The guy Barrett who came on, right? He admitted he doesn't care. Some of the questions that he's asking these women, he doesn't really care about the answer. He doesn't really give a fuck about these women. He just wants to fuck them. Okay, and all he did was contradict himself over and over again. See, when you don't have game, you don't stand on nothing. And you're just a walking contradiction. Everything you say is diametrically opposed to the next thing. You're inconsistent with your rhetoric. You're inconsistent with your ideologies. You're inconsistent with your philosophies because all you're really about is getting pussy by any means necessary. And you're willing to trick off your time for it. You're willing to trick off your money for it. You're willing to compromise your manhood for it. And then they cloak it with, oh, I'm demonstrating value, right? Or I'm showing her that I'm a dominant man. Really? You're so dominant that you can't tell that shit right now. Hey, tell your girls you're about to leave with me. That's what a dominant man would do. And it's not even about whether you get the pussy or not. The act of having sex is irrelevant. What it's really about is, what are you telling these women? What are you talking to these women about? How are you talking to these women? That's something else for y'all. I got something else for y'all. Hold on. Hold on. We ain't done yet. Okay, I just saw it. I just passed it up right there. Okay, right here. This is what men with game do. Someone who is assertive behaves confidently and is not frightened to say what they want or believe. These guys, they are definitely afraid to tell women the truth because they don't feel like women would go for it. But more importantly, they don't think attractive women, quote unquote, would go for it. So they're not assertive. What do they do instead? What most simps do. Simps, beta males, and tricks are all peas in the same pod. All of them, right? Passive behavior involves saying nothing in a response, keeping feelings to yourself. Let's stop right there. What feelings are these guys keeping to themselves? The desire to want to fuck these women. Those are the feelings they're keeping to themselves. But what do they do instead? They try to pretend that they are developing some type of emotional connection or bond with the woman. We're bonding right now. And it's not really a bond. It's really a negotiation. See, you can't negotiate genuine attraction. You can negotiate sex. Repeat what I just said. You cannot negotiate genuine attraction, but you can negotiate sex. All these guys are doing is they are bartering their time, attention, and flattering conversation in exchange for pussy. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Guys with game, y'all want to know what we do? We approach the women that we are visually attracted to, and we give them an opportunity to get some dick from a man that they are sexually attracted to. Period. It's that simple. Men with game get at women they are visually attracted to, and they give that woman an opportunity to get some dick from a man they are sexually attracted to. There is no bartering. There is no negotiation. When you got game, you step to women right there, assertively and confidently. See, these guys, they don't have no confidence. And they try to hide the fact that they lack confidence, and they call it a skill at being able to speak to a woman for 3 hours or 2 hours or even an hour. An hour is too long. 45 minutes is too long. In most cases, 30 minutes is too long. But definitely an hour, 2, 3 hours, you're condensing 3 dates into one evening to try and convince a woman to fuck you. And all you did was you persuaded her using insincere compliments and promises. You appealed to her desire for validation, compliments, non-sexual energy and attention. You appealed to that. And I asked Barrett, does he spend a night with chicks and take showers with them? He said no. I don't believe him. I believe all of these guys pillow talk with these bitches. I believe these guys spend the night with chicks. I believe these. And he said that he will fuck chicks 2 or 3 times in 1 week. Okay, let me tell you why guys do that. Let me tell you why guys will have sex with a woman they just met 2 or 3 times in 1 week. Let me tell you why. Right? What they're trying to do is spend so much time in her presence. It's not even about the woman spending time in their presence. They're trying to spend so much time in her presence that they're trying to convince her to fuck with them. Right? They're giving women what they think women want. What do women say they want all the time? I just want a man to spend time with me. I want a man to always want to see me. This is what these guys are doing. They're giving women what they want. They're kowtowing to women. They're capitulating to a woman's wants, needs, and desires. Right? But because these guys are so game goofy, their only desire is pussy. And they think it's a skill to be able to get a woman after talking to her for 3 hours to fuck them. No, it's not a skill. You begged her for her pussy. You begged her for her pussy. I need guys. Do y'all know what it takes skill to do? Make money. It takes skill to make money. It takes skill to make money. So do you think a panhandler on a street corner or at a stoplight who holds up a sign and begs for money, do you think it takes skill? Because guess what that person on the sideline is doing? Who's on the side of the street or by your nearest stoplight or intersection? They're spending all day. They're spending all day out there scrounging together coins and dollars They're spending all day. Does it take skill to do that? Does it take skill to stand on the street corner and hold up a sign and beg people for their money? No, that's what these guys are doing. They're pussy beggars. When we talk about being a productive man, when we're talking about making a living, the people who are the best at making money are also the most efficient and proficient at it. Work smarter, not harder. Clueless guys are wasting time and money on the wrong girls. A winner deals with women on his terms. Everything happens at a way by his, everything happens by his design. Guys who are game goofy, they make everything about pussy. They make everything about the woman. And what they don't realize is that in their quest to demonstrate value, they are devaluing themselves in the process because they are uplifting the woman here. And they're spending 3 hours trying to get on that lofty pedestal that they placed her on. And all you're doing is tricking off your time. You ain't got no respect for yourself or your dick. I'm out.